But did you see who made the WNBA final all about herself?
Uh-oh. No, I didn't.
Angel Reese showed up wearing a double Minnesota Lynx Liberty jersey. She's posing with people after the game.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were, and then she said, I don't know. She said, I wanted to help attendance. I know how I elevate the league.
The spotlight is back on Angel Reese, but not for a jaw-dropping performance on the court. No, this time it's her bold stunt in New York that has everyone talking. Cameras flashed, outfits turned heads, and the vibe, all about her. For some, Reese's greatest talent might not be basketball at all, but finding the nearest lens and commanding it with a look that screams, "It's me you should be watching." But the reaction wasn't applause. Barstool Sports CEO Dave Portnoy tore into her, branding her moves classless and warning that this isn't the attention the WNBA needs. Reese talks a big game about growing the league. But with every appearance, the question grows louder: is she helping the sport or just helping herself?
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
And then comes the comparison no one can ignore. Caitlin Clark, the difference like night and day. While Reese soaks up the spotlight, Clark is grinding in the gym, sharpening her shot, and giving back to the community. One is crafting legacy through work, the other through spectacle. Fans see it, critics see it. Even Portnoy himself and thousands of frustrated followers are over Angel Reese's antics. But why? What's really fueling this backlash? Before we pull the curtain back on the storm building around Reese, don't forget to subscribe, because what you're about to hear may change how you see her forever. Are you ready? Let's dive in.
Where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas.
Angel Reese has been everywhere: podcasts, red carpets, magazine covers, courtside appearances. Each time she claims her mission is to shine a light on women's basketball. But watch closely, and the spotlight rarely lands on the league. It lands on her. Self-promotion isn't new in sports, but fans are starting to wonder if her obsession with the spotlight is smothering the very game she says she's building. Some speculate it's all part of a plan, a way to keep herself relevant as her on-court performances struggle to make headlines. The irony: when you place Reese next to Caitlin Clark, the contrast is brutal. Clark lets her game do the talking, her silence echoes louder than Reese's endless interviews. And in her attempt to stay in the limelight, Reese may actually be stealing it away from the WNBA's true rising stars. Could it be that the player who claims to elevate women's basketball is, in fact, dimming its light?
Imagine if your first-round draft pick had the season she had, the controversy she had, got injured in a questionable injury, asked out, and then started a podcast gossiping about everything in the league as a rookie. Please.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's head down, just
ready to
go.
go.
You don't hear a peep from her. She cares about on the. So you got me wound.
So why does she keep centering the conversation on herself? Is it a desperate craving for attention or a calculated move to cling to fame? If her mission is truly to grow the game, why do her appearances feel more like solo performances than celebrations of the sport? Fans and analysts are whispering the same uneasy thought: maybe she isn't helping at all. In a league where teamwork is everything, Reese's self-centered approach may be pushing supporters away. People crave substance, not spectacle; unity, not ego. Yet the message Reese projects seems less about building the league and more about building her brand. And that's a dangerous game, because one wrong step could make her the very reason fans turn away.
You're in the league and you're wearing two other teams. Aren't you supposed to be mad you're not in the final? It's supposed to drive you nuts.
The WNBA finals in New York should have been about the game. Instead, it became another Angel Reese show. Strutting into the arena, in a daring, eye-catching outfit, she drew all eyes, but not the admiration she hoped for. Among die-hard WNBA fans, whispers turned to criticism. Is she here for the sport or just for the cameras? What could have been a unifying moment for the league turned into another example of her hunger for attention. And then, the bombshell. Reese was spotted alongside her former coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, who herself had just been fired under clouds of controversies, favoritism, fractured locker rooms, questionable decisions. The connection raised eyebrows, igniting an even bigger question: is Reese aligning herself with drama at the exact moment the WNBA needs stability?
What? You walking the city?
What?
This your city.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
The downfall of Teresa Weatherspoon shook the league. Accusations of favoritism and prioritizing certain players over the team sent ripples through the WNBA. But when Angel Reese was spotted standing alongside her, the optics were impossible to ignore. Too many fans. Reese's association looked like an endorsement of Weatherspoon's controversial ways. And given Reese's own reputation placing personal stats above team success, the connection stung even more. Whether intentional or not, her timing raised eyebrows everywhere. At the very moment professionalism and team-first play were under fire, Reese's move felt tone-deaf, leaving fans to wonder, Is she learning from the league's mistakes or repeating them?
According to league sources, Weatherspoon had lost the locker room because of a culture that catered to the needs of a few players. Dear Lord.
Critics didn't hold back. Leading the charge was Dave Portnoy, never one to mince words. To him, Reese's finals appearance wasn't about basketball at all. It was a personal runway show masquerading as support for the league. Every bold outfit, every pose, every smirk seemed less about the WNBA and more about the brand of Angel Reese. And Portnoy made sure the world knew it. His fiery commentary echoed a growing public frustration. Reese's priorities don't seem aligned with the league's future, only with her own reflection. But this wasn't the end of Portnoy's attack. He had much more to say.
100th straight loss. She put up, I think, 19 rebounds, 17 points. Forget that Camila Cardosa, the other rookie on that team, had a better stat line, scored more points, shot 60%, and Angel shot 30%, which is like good for her. Forget that. Angel Reese, generational rebounder, possibly. Very good rebounder. Motor. Can't shoot a lick. One of the worst shooters in the league. Like 30% from a foot out. It's disgusting. Doesn't pass. Doesn't do anything. One step. She's a great rebounder. Doesn't make her team better.
For Portnoy, Angel Reese's final stunt was just the latest in a pattern. He blasted her clothing choices and overall demeanor as disrespectful to the sport, doubling down on claims that she has no interest in the WNBA beyond what it can do for her personal image. And this wasn't his first strike. He has repeatedly jabbed at her self-centered style, calling out the endless selfies, the social media dominance, and the habit of turning every stage into her stage. In an era where athletes are encouraged to build their brands, Portnoy has drawn his battle lines in his eyes. Reese isn't branding herself, she's overshadowing the very team spirit the league desperately needs.
She's a rookie in the league whose team sucked, who asked out at the end of the season with an injury, who won't shut up about herself, who ran their best player out of town. The coach got fired, and she started a podcast 5 seconds into the thing, creating all this controversy, showing up there.
And then came his boldest claim yet. Portnoy hinted that if Angel Reese pulled these same antics in the NBA, the backlash would be brutal. In men's leagues, he argued, respect for teammates and coaches isn't optional, it's enforced. Reese's behavior, he warned, is eroding her credibility, alienating fans, and damaging her image with every calculated appearance. Yet the feud rages on. While Portnoy concedes that Reese brings attention to women's basketball, he insists her spotlight is too often self-serving, and to prove his point, he drew the starkest comparison of all, Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, where Clark's energy lifts her teammates and elevates her game. Reese's obsession, Portnoy claimed, is only with elevating herself. The contrast couldn't be sharper, and fans can feel it.
Can't shoot a lick. One of the worst shooters in the league. Like 30% from a foot out. It's disgusting. Doesn't pass, doesn't do anything. One step. She's a great rebounder. Doesn't make her team better.
That contrast is the heart of this story. On one side, Angel Reese making headlines for fashion, high-profile friendships, and her magnetic personality. On the other, Caitlin Clark quietly training, breaking records, and building her legacy with sweat and determination. While Reese thrives on the noise, Clark's silence is her power. Her off-season has been filled with workouts, time with loved ones, and countless hours refining her craft. She doesn't chase the spotlight chases her. Fans see the humility, the grit, the willingness to sign autographs long after games and give back through community projects. That's why they call her an inspiration. Clark is shaping the future of the WNBA through her game. Reese is shaping it through her image, and the battle between substance and spectacle is just beginning.
Honestly, it makes me smile in return. Like, for me, I'm just myself. That's what I try to be. I try to just be a great role model for them, and I think it speaks to how I was raised as a kid. Is, you know, I've loved every second of playing sports, but also my parents always preach there's so much more to life than just sports.
Caitlin Clark's grounded approach to fame only sharpens the divide between her and Angel Reese, where Reese chases headlines and builds her personal brand. Clark builds bonds with teammates, with fans, with the game itself. Where Reese courts controversy, Clark cultivates camaraderie. Where Reese sparks backlash, Clark inspires admiration. And the difference is clear. Fans feel the authenticity in Clark's journey and are drawn to her not because she demands attention, but because her love for basketball is undeniable. Every record-breaking three-pointer, every hour she spends signing autographs, every moment in the community, it all adds to her growing legend. Reese may double down on her media persona, but Clark is quietly elevating not just the Indiana Fever, but the entire WNBA. She has quickly become the face of a league desperate for genuine talent over empty spectacle. And with each game, Clark isn't just becoming a star, she's stepping into the role of a global ambassador for women's basketball. The lesson is striking. While Angel Reese brings attention to herself, Caitlin Clark brings attention to the sport.
Not everybody is Michael Jordan. Not everyone is Steph Curry. Some people are Andre Drummond. Some people are a poor man's Dennis Rodman. Some people are Rudy Gobert. But you don't hear Rudy Gobert up for league MVP or talked about in the same breath as the great player.
Dave Portnoy's latest criticisms of Angel Reese are hardly his first. For more than a year, he has zeroed in on what he sees as Reese's self-centered behavior. Starting from her infamous rivalry with Caitlin Clark, who can forget the taunting "you can't see me" gesture aimed at Clark, a moment that set the internet ablaze. To Portnoy, that wasn't about team pride or sportsmanship. It was about Angel Reese putting herself at the center of the story. Again, over time, Portnoy has contrasted her actions with Clark's, emphasizing Clark's humility, quiet dominance, and team-first mentality. He's also accused Reese of stat padding, boosting her personal numbers even at the expense of team chemistry. And then came the bombshell when Reese's former coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, was fired for favoritism. Critics claim the ripple effects proved Portnoy's point. To him, the picture is clear: Angel Reese is a player whose self-interest doesn't to spark controversy. It risks destabilizing her own team, and that reputation is not fading quietly.
And look, as an organization, we just, felt it was time to make a change. There's just private issues that I think we will keep it just in the skylock, though.
The sharp contrast between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark feels like two athletes on completely different paths. Reese may dominate headlines with off-court controversies, but it's Clark who's truly shaping the future of the WNBA. Her relentless work ethic, her devotion to community, and her sheer love for the game have made her the symbol of what women's basketball can become. Clark's rise hasn't just broken records, it has redefined the landscape, inspiring young players and pulling fans into arenas like never before. As she steps into her second season with the Indiana Fever, the energy is electric. The league's future feels brighter, more promising, because of her. Fans see it, analysts see it, and the WNBA knows it. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's trajectory remains uncertain. Is she committed to the game or only to the persona she projects? That's the debate sparking across the basketball world. So what do you think? Is Caitlin Clark the true face of the WNBA while Reese risks fading into controversy? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications, and we'll see you in the next one.